Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the semi-monthly meeting of the State of Rhode Island Coastal Resources Management Council to order. Today is Tuesday, October 21, 2025. I would ask that the record reflect the council members and staff members that are present here this evening. First matter on our agenda will be approval of the minutes of the previous meeting, that being September 23, 2025. I know Lisa had sent them out. Are there any corrections offered or a motion to accept them?
Motion to approve.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Subcommittee reports.
Mr. Chair, no direct subcommittee report tonight, other than I want to announce that the Rights of Way Subcommittee will have its second evidentiary hearing on the Spring Avenue extension on November 4th, down in Westerly at the Westerly Senior Center. So that's should be posted on our website. If it's not, it will be tomorrow, and notification has been sent out to all parties.
Okay. Any questions of Director Willis relative to that? Okay, staff reports.
Just a couple of items, Mr. Chair. Today, all the agency directors across state government were given a presentation on the draft Resilient Roadie 2025 plan, which is an update from the 2018 plan where the state is across every agency of state is looking at resilience efforts relative to climate change issues, from infrastructure impacts, roads and whatnot, to critical services like hospitals and making sure you have access to them, and how every agency and department can react to those types of impacts, to the obvious impact to wetlands in our shoreline. So it's just a presentation on how the state got to where it is right now. It contains several actions that directs various state agencies, either separately or together, to work towards finding solutions that will address a particular issue that they are an expert in. So obviously CRMC has been tagged with a lot of action items to look at wetlands and how to protect wetlands, how to allow them to move back in from the impacts of climate change and sea level rise. So it was a good presentation in that regard. The plan should be out in final format later in the calendar year around December. And for discussion as we get into the legislative session in January. Two more items, one of which is an update on the Ninigret Breachway. I might have mentioned in a past meeting or two, that the breachway's west wall last year suffered significant damage from a couple of storms, to the point that the breach in the breachway, the west wall, was bringing in sand from the ocean into the breachway and then further into the pond, impacting navigation and critical resources like eelgrass. So the state, through the governor's office and working with DEM, was able to shift some of DEM's capital money from other projects to Ninigret, gave that money to CRMC to give to the town, who's the project manager, to get that work completed. They are starting it as we speak with an expected completion date of around April. So that's going to be a good project that the town and the two state agencies worked really closely together to get that done. And then lastly, we are starting our next offshore wind project review called Starboard Wind, which is in the Bay State lease area, just south of Sunrise. So it'd be basically due west of Block Island, if you will. You won't be able to see it from shore, but there's another lease area that we are looking to work with. This is an Ørsted project. That we're probably several years off before you see anything up here, but we're in the very beginning stages of that review. That's it, Mr. Chair.
Any questions of Director Willis from the council? Okay. Brings us to our formal agenda. First matter will be application requiring a special exception before the full council for review and action. It is 2023-10-015. It's the City of East Providence. I'm not going to read into the record the application description. It's rather lengthy, so I would just ask that the agenda be made part of the record so that when I reference it, it will be included. The representatives from the City of East Providence present. All right, please come forward. Who's got this? Rich. And Rich, you have this for us?
Yes.
So if you could report, please.
So this is to construct a shoreline protection system along the southern end of Crescent Park. Crescent Park is open to the public and includes a 10-acre upland park. The park has walking trails, picnic benches, and a musical there. The site is located along Type 2 waters and the coastal feature. This is a coastal beach backed by a vegetated coastal bluff that is approximately 20 to 30 feet high. And there also exists a 15-foot erosional scarp that exists on the bottom along the length of the bluff that was formed from various storm events. This proposal is to regrade the vegetative slope from 1.7 to 1 to 3 to 1, creating a more dissipative slope, and also relocate the toad 30 feet landward. Additionally, existing stairs will be relocated to the north. The regraded slope will consist of a 15-foot vertical stone revetment, with remaining being revegetated with erosional mats and coir logs. Because of the height of the revetment, which is over 4 feet, is considered full structural shoreline protection facility for Rhode Island Coastal Resource Management Program, Section 1.31G.C. The goal of the project is to make the beach safer and more accessible to the public. Also, the future goal here is to make the area a certified swimming area. Originally, back in December of 2024, when this first came in, objections were submitted by Save the Bay. And mostly it regarded the removal of the sand from the bluff and where the final location of the sand was going to be. After a number of meetings with Save the Bay, the city and the consultant and CRMC staff, a new plan was designed, is currently what is proposed. The new plan shows placement of the sand back onto the beach at Crescent Park and also at Sabin Point. Also, leftover sand will be stored at the city's municipal yards. Another concern from a resident, David Murray, back in December, stated that the project could be more like, he was hoping the project would be more like the previous project, which was included a stone sill and salt marsh planting. Although this project does not include this, there is an attempt to preserve the existing beach by including the beach nourishment instead. Please note a supporting letter from the project was submitted to CRMC by the Nature Conservancy. Overall, staff's opinion is the project meets the requirements for granting a special exception to the prohibited activity, which is the filling and removing of the shoreline feature. Since the regrading of the bluff intends to preserve and enhance public access and complies with the Article 1, Section 17 of the Rhode Island State Constitution and the 10-foot lateral access legislation. So overall, it is staff's opinion that the applicant has met the requirements of the Rhode Island Coastal Resource Management Program. Therefore, there are no staff's objection to the proposed project.
Any questions of Rich? No? All right, I would ask the applicants in that you may answer some questions. If you could be sworn in, please.
Whoever might be speaking, would you raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Now, will each of you state and spell your names for the record?
Robert W. Fairbanks, ROBERT WFAIRBANKS, President of Fairbanks Engineering.
Stephanie Robat, STEPHANIE President of FR Engineering.
President of what? I didn't hear you say.
FR Engineering.
Eric Skadberg, BRIKSKADBERG, city engineer for East Providence.
Thank you.
Thank you. You've heard Mr. Lucia, give a description from staff's point of view. Is there a presentation that you want to make? Anything you wish to add to what's been said?
Rich did a very good job. We've been working now with CRMC, Save the Bay, for the last 2 years. So I think we've addressed the concerns, working with the Nature Conservancy to make sure that the plantings are something that is on the CRMC approved plantings list, but also something that is going to benefit various birds, song birds that they want to attract back to the area. We pulled the shoreline back 30 feet, so we're further away from mean high water. We're creating more beach. That's a vision the city has for the future, is to turn this into a public beach. It was a public beach a long time ago. It was a ferry. It brought people up to Crescent Park or back to Paris along the water. So the vision is to basically allow more use of the beach area. And the work that's being proposed was just enhance it and eliminate the current, there's a current risk to people using the park to be at 50-foot creeks that basically have fallen onto the beach as a result of the erosion. So the erosion was severe enough, and unfortunately it's outwash sand, highly erodible, and when there's wave action, even these big trees, it's the roots of the thing. A lot of trees that have fallen. So the concern is to eliminate that hazard, and this will do.
Okay, any questions of the applicants? Yes, Mr. Flynn.
Have you seen the letter from Save the Bay about plantings and about the importing of loam, which they don't seem to think is a good idea? Do you agree with those comments, or are you in disagreement with those?
Well, 2 points. One, the plantings, I'm gonna leave that to the neighbors. They have a lot more experience and they have experts.
Save the Bay has a lot of experience too.
No, I get that, but the Nature Conservancy has chosen 4 different plant types that I see used very successfully, all up and down Narragansett Bay and on the open coastline. So I think that they are going to come up with a list of plantings that will be very beneficial. I personally am not in favor of moving the loam, but as a applicant, the applicant is not against having the loam removed. We're going to use an erosion blanket, so that will allow whatever vegetation or root systems, hopefully, to knit up that sand under the erosion blanket so that we don't get erosion. Because any amount of water that comes over the top of heavy rain in this highly erodible sand becomes a problem. The loam provides a cap until the vegetation can take place to just allow it to be stable.
But I think their point was that the bringing in of loam can also bring in undesirable plant types that are embedded in the loam.
Sure. But that, as we all know, I mean, comes from the limits. I see that up and down the coastline, Cliff Walk. It's very difficult, but the city does have staff that can address that. And with the Nature Conservancy being a vocal and excited member of the team, they're going to make sure that these plants are successful, in my opinion.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's for you or for the staff. The location of the stairs. Why is it where it's proposed, and why isn't it closer to the parking? Seems to me that people will want to leave the parking lot and hit the beach. Sure. Even if they can't swim in it yet. So why is it like so far away from where people are going to park?
We have 2 access points already. So we've got a handicapped access ramp that is on Beach Ave. That's the far north end of the park. And then just about right in the middle of the park is a very large set of timber stairs. It was built as part of the phase 1 repairs that were undertaken maybe 3 years ago. So this set of stairs replaces the stairs that are now closed because they're too dangerous. They basically failed as a result of wave action. So this third set of stairs will actually now provide an access point at the north end, the center, and close to the south end of the park. So you will have access anywhere along the beach and from any portion of the park pretty easily within a 150-yard walk.
Yeah, the new stairs are located closer to the parking lot than the existing stairs are now.
Well, why not locate them even closer? I
Well,
mean,
because we.
I know how lazy people are.
Yeah.
I know that, and you don't want people trampling to make a path where you don't want them to be. So if you put the stairs closer to the parking, wouldn't that be beneficial?
We are opening the parking now with that
Yeah.
existing set of stairs. It is literally.
I'm looking at the plan here and I don't see that, so
I apologize, Mr. Flynn, but
I'm looking at P18.
it is really close to the existing parking lot.
Well, it doesn't show on these plans, so that's
We
why
apologize.
I'm asking the question.
Yeah, you want to see what, yeah.
On this plan here, here's the parking lot.
Yeah.
Here's the existing set of stairs that are made.
I'm talking about from here down to here.
Right, so the existing stairs are currently
Yeah.
over in this area, and we decided to put them here, figuring that this area is close here, come along here, and then down.
But if you put it here, it would be really close.
That's correct, but we're also considering folks that live on the terrace. They like to get down to the beach also, and they use this walking path also and like to go down instead of walking all the way back up towards the parking lot.
I'm not gonna redesign your project. I made my point.
Any other questions from the applicant? Is there anyone else present this evening to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone present this evening that wishes to speak in opposition of this application? And that this is an application for special exception, I think I need to open up a public hearing for comment on the special exception. Is there anyone that wishes to make comment on the special exception? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing on the special exception. Anything else from staff? Rich, anything else to add?
No, I think, like I said, I have no objections.
All right.
Granted, special exceptions for the project.
So we have a request for a special exception and then a request for approval of the project. So the first motion, if the council is in a posture to do so, would be as it relates to the special exception. Is there a motion as it relates to the special exception?
Mr. Chairman, based on the report of our staff and the testimony of our staff this evening and the testimony of the applicant that we heard this evening, I would move
Aye.
Mr. Izzy,
Aye.
Mr. Russolino,
Aye.
Dr. Reuter.
Aye.
Mr. Gagnon,
Aye.
Ms. Reynolds.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Coyer, vote aye. The application, the special exception in the application has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next matter is Department of Transportation 2025-02-078. It's an application for proposed rehabilitation work for the bridge, the Barrington Bridge, number 123, including the replacement of the deck expansion joint, glands, minor concrete patching, repairs of the substructure and concrete arch panels, restoring the contact area at select bearings, underwater repairs to the tremie seals of the bridge piers, parentheses, piers 1 through 4, and the installation of scour countermeasures. Underwater repairs include void repairs, grout bags stacked by divers around the tremie to an elevation 18 inches above the top of the existing tremie. Riprap will also be placed by divers along the riverbed between the piers, sloping up from the existing mudline to the elevation of the top of the grout bags. It's located at Barrington Bridge, number 123, County Road, Barrington, Rhode Island, on the Barrington River.
Rich.
All right. Anyone from the applicant present this evening, if you could come forward, please. John's got this one, right?
Rich.
No, John. Hold on. Is it this one?
No. No, Mark has this one.
Oh,
I'm confused on this one.
This one too? Oh. There you go.
Mr. Chair, having reviewed the application, I noticed that Warren Harbor Commission submitted comments. Given our position with the town, our firm will be recusing on this application.
All right, and Attorney John Longo will be here representing the council, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Rich, you have this one for us?
Okay, so this proposal is to address heavy storm tidal currents that have occurred over time at the Barrington Bridge 2-3. The bridge is located over a Type 3 water to the high intensity loading for the CRMC.
Excuse me, could you speak up a bit?
Yes, I'll try. Thank you. Approximately 2 feet of riprap will be sloped from the newly placed grout bags to the mud line. Beyond this work, minor patching and of the substructure and arch panels are proposed, as long as also deck repairs. Because of comments and concerns of Jane and Stephen Manelli, owners of Atlantic Marine, which is located north of the bridge, and of the Warren Harbor Commission, CRMC staff requested further clarification of construction methods and flow and depth impacts from the project. To address Atlantic Marine's concerns, DOT has stated that the contractor shall schedule and perform his or her operations in a manner that allows for full water access to and from the marina at all times. Staff has recommended a stipulation be added to the consent that reflects this requirement. With regards to the flow and depth impacts concerns of the Warren Harbor Commission, the resulting computer modeling indicates little or no increases in flow velocities in most events up to 100-year storm surge. As far as water depths are concerned, the depths will actually be deeper than the historic mud line through all the spans. However, if you're looking at water depths compared to now existing, there will be a decrease of approximately 2 feet at all the spans, but will He had a minimum depth at spans A, it's actually span A will have the least depth of 10.77 feet. These water depths would appear sufficient for reasonable, safe navigation of most vessels. With regards to Coastal Resource Management Program, section 1.3.1.J, filling in tidal waters, is staff's opinion that filling proposed is to accommodate the designated priority use, and therefore a special exception is not required. Finally, it is staff's opinion that the scour protection is necessary for the protection of public infrastructure and the safety of the public. Based on staff's review of the plans and technical calculations that were submitted, there are no staff's objections to the proposed project.
Any questions of Mr. Lucia? Gentlemen, in that you may be asked questions or have to testify, I ask that you be sworn, please.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give tonight will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Do.
And if you could just state your name and if it's spelled funny, spell it for the stenographer, please.
My name is Justin Matus, JUSTINMATEUS from Crescent Engineering.
Todd D. Turcott. TODD. D as in Donald. TURCOTTE from Park Corporation.
Thank you. Gentlemen, have anything to add at this point to what Mr. Lucia has presented?
No, I think Mr. Lucia did a great job summarizing the project. We're happy to answer any questions that come to us.
Any questions from the council to the applicant at this time?
I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Flynn.
I believe I need to recuse myself on this vote because I have a knowledge of one of the members of the table who's on another board with me. It's not a business relationship, but just in an abundance of caution. I think I should.
Okay. Okay, any questions of the applicant from the council?
Just out of curiosity, when was this built? When was this bridge constructed?
So there is a CRMC permit from 2002 when the bridge was demolished and rebuilt.
And would it be normal for a bridge of that age, 20 years old, to require these types of repairs?
Yeah, so little history on this. This bridge was built in tandem pretty much with the Warren Bridge that connects the other one.
Mm-hmm.
The two methods were similar back in 2002, where they used steel sheet copper dams to build the abutments, concrete abutments. This contract, for some reason, back in 2002, 2003, the cofferdam sheet piles were allowed to be removed, which would not be normal for scour and other things. The Warren Bridge did not allow them to be removed. They remained. In addition, the Warren Bridge has some scour protection installed in it at the time. This did not. So with this work and the continued erosion that's been observed due to the scour and the small sediment size, this has continued to happen. In fact, has actually scoured the Tremie pores that were done even 2019. So we're seeing a significant scour, and we have really no overburden left of soils. It's getting down to the weathered shale. Once we start getting into that, it's going to be more effective of scouring and undermining the abutment.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, Ms. Reynolds.
No, I just said thank you.
I just wanted to know if they've had a chance to review the additional recommended stipulation and that they feel that they'll be able to meet those conditions.
Yes, we have reviewed those and we have no objection to including those into our contract documents.
Okay, any further questions from the council? Is there anyone else present this evening that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Come forward.
You want us up here? I'll give-
Sure.
I'm Jane Manella, Mrs. Stephen Manella.
You can come up and take the table.
Oh, she answered my question. Yeah.
Yes.
So now it's the Barrington Bridge. We abut the Barrington Bridge in the East Bay Bike Path. And we live at 81 County Road. And we've lived here at this property and we've owned the marina, Atlantic Marine, for 46 years. And first of all, we have riparian rights to the center of the Barrington River. Our concern with this project, we wanted to ensure that our boaters can safely navigate into and out of their boat slips at Atlantic Marine during the time of the proposed rehabilitation work. And if you have any construction barges, that they're located well away from Atlantic Marine, and that our property and dock system is well protected. This is how close the boat slip is to the bridge. And it's
About 10 feet away from.
it's an established boat slip. And although we received a letter that I think you had read it, that it was the intention of this project to have no or minimal impact to the recreational function of the water body during construction. And the contractor shall schedule and perform his or her operations in a manner to allow full water access to and from the marina at all times. But I think our concern is the placement of the construction riprap as we have these established boat slip right adjacent to the bridge. And
Well, no one's told us where the riprap is actually going to go. Is it going to go at a 15% angle, or, I mean, we don't know anything.
And this drawing that you can put here, maybe these gentlemen can answer it. Which is the east side and which is the west side? Span A? Is span A the east side?
Sir, can you answer that?
That is the west side, correct?
Span A is the west side. Okay. Okay. And I know that they, I think it was a couple of years ago, they've been under that span close to the marina. And I guess they were just diving and checking things out. I wondered what effect this project will have on the velocity of the current that's adjacent to Atlantic Marine. If the,
We've already been impacted by the bike path reconstruction. And we had no say. They took all the piles out and they left us wide open. Just
through the
through the
winter,
luck of the Lord, there hasn't been any ice at all coming down the river in the winter. Otherwise, it would have wiped all the piles out that I have on the outside.
so we need
No
to
one's
know
done
the
anything,
impact.
so.
We need to know the impact of this. And also, is there going to be a DOT contact person? Or are you the construction company? Right now, Etna Bridge, Andres keeps us updated and informed, and he's done an excellent job keeping us updated on what's been happening on the bike path. So will someone contact us and have a phone number and we can text back and forth when things happen?
I just would like to know, am I gonna lose 2 slips because of the riprap?
Rich, are you able to answer that?
Is it someone who can tell us?
It appears that if you look at page 9, it shows the limit of the riprap.
Is it the big fat one? Wait a minute.
Maybe that'll help you.
Is it this big one or is this the original?
It's in the,
That's it.
yeah, on that one.
It's just on bullshit.
It's in the.
Yeah, like,
Page 9, this one?
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
if you look on the overall site plan on page 5 of it, of the plans, I can show this to you right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the slips that you were talking about,
Right.
which are not near the piers. The first pier that we have here.
Oh, so you're not actually coming.
We're doing some over here, but we're not coming up to the bulkhead.
Okay, good. Take care of that.
Later, we'll tell you why the bridge.
I want it in writing.
But will we have a contact person?
Yeah, from the state, DOT.
Well, the
We had
DOT
one in the
usually has
budget.
they have a resident engineer. They should answer that, but I would imagine they have a resident engineer that would definitely be a contact.
They did it for the other project we're at, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoever is contracted to do that, that'll be part of the community engagement.
See, we haven't contracted.
We haven't contracted anything, this is just to get the permit, we haven't done anything.
Well, Etna's done a
It
wonderful
hasn't gone out to
job.
bid yet, it hasn't even gone to the final design yet, so. We still got quite a bit more to do.
I think the current's changed a little bit. I just know when they were diving, check it out, they couldn't send the divers down because it was too dangerous, the span closest to us. He said, I can't put them down now because the current's too, the velocity of the current was too bad.
yeah, on the outgoing tide, when it's a big tide, there are moon tide, the current really rages through the bridges.
The middle, what do you call that?
And
Over on the East Bay Bike Path, where they took down the railroad trestle, they put, that middle pier.
yeah,
It has made a difference. It has pushed the current out more. So we don't want it back.
why would it go back?
I don't know.
So can we get somebody to work with us when the project gets going?
I mean, we're not opposed to it being done.
Yeah, I'm sure
Chunks are falling out.
from the statements that were made, there'll be someone, a resident there from DOT for community engagement. Am I correct, sir? Okay,
Whoever gets the bid.
Is Giant Construction bidding on this job?
I don't know.
they don't know who's bidding.
No, you don't know.
I don't think it-
Guy you had to marry the bridge
This is-
12 years,
Oh,
16.
and we lived through that 12 years. With backhoes, excavators in front of our house, fences, everything.
And a porta potty in front of our living room window.
I may be wrong, but I don't think they're in business.
No, I.
This is what happens when you live near a bridge. I mean, that's,
Before you leave the day, can you state your name for the record?
I'm sorry, but
Stephen with a PH, Mainella, Mainella, and Jane Mainella.
do you have any questions of the Manellas?
All comments.
Thank you.
okay, so at least we know what's going on. That's the important thing.
Okay.
I appreciate the time.
When do you think the bid will go up? Couple of years?
You read it.
Oh.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Anyone else wish to speak on this application? Thank you. The applicants can come back to the table. Anything to add? All right.
I have a quick question. for the
Yes,
applicant.
Dr. Ruda.
You know, currently, I assume this project will not go forward until the bridge is cleared of its current wooden structure, which has been placed in terms of for the bike path. They're not gonna do any of that work right now. They're gonna wait for the bike path bridge to be completed,
I believe that's the case.
just for safety reasons.
All right. Any questions from the council? Is the council in a posture to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman, based on the staff report, the staff testimony, and the testimony of the applicant and the interested parties that spoke this evening, I would move for approval of the application with the additional stipulations noted by the staff in their report and in their testimony this evening.
Thank you. A motion's been made by Ms. Izzy. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Reynolds. Any discussion? Hearing none, I will poll the council. Mr. Flynn,
Accused.
Mr. Izzy,
Aye.
Mr. Russolino,
Aye.
Dr. Ruder,
Aye.
Mr. Gagnon,
Aye.
Ms. Reynolds.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Coy, vote aye. The application has been approved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have some information.
Yeah.
The incoming guns are blaring or opposed to it. Yeah.
It was actually pleasantly surprised.
He's very qualified. He actually used to work for the DOT.
Who's this one?
Frank Curry.
Yes, yes,
He was on the zoning board.
that's right. Yes, yes, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's right. So
He
he's
just was, and now he works for Approximate as a consultant. But I didn't see the application. I didn't see anything with his name.
Next on the agenda will be
Yeah, I'm sorry.
2024-12-004, Narragansett Electric. And this is an application to replace, rebuild, reconfigure 1.9 miles of E183-3 and F184N-4/5 of 115, is that a kilowatt? A kilovolt. Transmission lines through Warren. CRMC portion of project extends from Massachusetts state line to Kickamet Road. The project will result in the permanent alteration of 1,607 square feet of coastal wetland. The project requires a special exception to 650-RICR-20-00-1.2.2 C1, C through D, and C2A and B. In accordance with section 1.3.1 L5, 5,460 square feet of mitigation wetland will be created, exceeding the 2-to-1 replacement requirement. It's located at the Narragansett Electric Company line E183-3 and F184N-4/5, Warren, Rhode Island, plat 11, lots 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. Plat 21, lots 246 and 54, and plat 9, lot 18. See applicant present. And if so, can you come forward to the table up here, please? And Amy, you have this one for us?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. This application is being heard for the second time in front of the council. It was originally heard at the council hearing on September 23rd, 2025, during which hearing Save the Bay and the Warren Land Trust had concerns regarding the restoration methods proposed for temporary impacts to coastal wetland. They were looking for further assurances that the restoration would be completed successfully. At that time, the council remanded the application back to staff so that the applicant could work with the two concerned parties to come to a more definitive agreement and more clarification on the restoration of the coastal wetlands. Following day, September 24th, CRMC staff forwarded all parties the draft stipulation language, which ensures a qualified environmental monitor oversee the project and submit project progress and monitoring reports to the CRMC to ensure compliance and successful restoration. That's a standard stipulation that's part of our package. It was not part of the original staff report for that reason. Both Save the Bay and the Warren Land Trust drafted a proposal with recommended backup measures for restoration And the Narragansett Electric Company also offered what they called the Plan B alternative. All the parties met and discussed these terms on October 2nd. Following that meeting, another draft from the Narragansett Electric Company for Plan B restoration was drafted, addressing the concerns that came up. After that meeting, CRMC staff sent draft stipulations, which would be in addition to standard asset stipulations, to all parties, which would ensure compliance and coordination with CRMC throughout the phases of the project, including restoration and monitoring. A second meeting was held on October 6th to discuss that updated Plan B restoration and the draft stipulations. A final draft titled Restoration Plan B Alternative, dated October 6th, 2025, was agreed upon by all parties. The draft stipulations were also agreed upon and are documented in the updated CRMC staff report memo dated October 6th, 2025. Further, a brief meeting was held today between all parties to reiterate that all concerns have been met and there are no further objections to the proposal. Wenley Ferguson of Save the Bay was unable to attend the meeting tonight. She did forward an email to section stating that she does not have objections and has agreed and read the updated Plan B proposal as well as the updated stipulations. It is staff's opinion that the Narragansett Electric Company has adequately addressed the objector concerns with the Plan B restoration alternative and that the project meets the special exception criteria. Staff recommends approval of the special exception and the project as a whole with the additional stipulations documented in the staff report memo.
Thank you. Any questions of Amy from the council? Gentlemen, anything to add?
At this time, no,
Okay.
but happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from the applicant? Is there anyone else present this evening that wishes to speak in favor of the application? Is there anyone present this evening that wishes to speak in opposition of this application? Okay, the system works. All right, at this point then, having no questions from the council, is the council in a posture to make a motion?
Mr. Chairman, make a motion on the special exception first.
I'm sorry, hold on. Because there's a special exception, let me just open up the hearing for public comment on a special exception. Is there anyone that wishes to make comment from the public as it relates to the special exception? Okay, I'll close the public hearing on the special exception. Now we've got two matters before us. One, as was indicated, the first is the matter of the special exception. Mr. Izzy.
Mr. Chairman, based on the staff report and the testimony of staff this evening, I would move that we approve the special exception for this project based on the fact that it meets the Red Book requirements.
The motion's been made by Mr. Izzy to approve the special exception request. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Flynn. Any discussion? Hearing none, I will poll the council. Mr. Flynn.
Aye.
Ms. Izzy.
Aye.
Mr. Russolino.
Aye.
Dr. Bruder.
Aye.
Mr. Gagnon.
Aye.
Ms. Reynolds.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Coir, vote aye as it relates to the approval of the special exception. We're now in a posture for a motion as it relates to approval of the application. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, go ahead.
Yeah, all right.
Well, I'm the one who asked for the more time, so. So, Mr. Chairman, I'm happy to make a motion to approve the application based on the staff report. And thank them and the applicant for the time well spent to come to a consensus on this project. So I'd be happy to make that motion,
Motion made by Mr. Flynn. Is there a second?
including the additional
Stipulation.
stipulation.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Izzy. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll poll the council. Mr. Flynn.
Aye.
Mr. Izzy.
Aye.
Mr. Russolino.
Aye.
Dr. Reuter. Mr. Gagnon.
Aye.
Ms. Reynolds.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Coyer, vote aye. The application has been granted. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, staff, for working with the applicant. I said it jokingly, the system works, but that's exactly what happened here. We sent it back and the parties were able to get together, address any concerns and bring it back before us. As Mr. Flynn indicated, he had indicated he wanted an opportunity to have that happen. So it did work. So thank you for that. And the last is council review of an action on CRMC proposed rulemaking. Who's got this?
We have two rulemaking.
All right, there's two of them. The Management Procedures Program, 650-RICR-10-00-1.2B, meetings and members. Let's deal with that one first. Bruce, you have this?
Yes, I do. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is the management procedures rulemaking that's on the council agenda tonight for consideration of adoption. It has been before the Planning and Procedures Subcommittee, who directed us to initiate rulemaking. We initiated rulemaking on August 6th and provided a 30-day public comment period that was extended until September 30th. We held the public hearing here before the council on September 9th. We did receive two sets of comments on this. One was from Save the Bay. The other set of comments was from the New England chapter of Backcountry Hunters and Gatherers. We also received additional comments at the public hearing from Save the Bay as well, along the same line. So we reviewed all those comments, and they were all directed at the management procedures section 10.001.2B, meetings and members, and their comments were based on the language from the General Assembly and kind of questioned, maybe there's some ambiguity in the language. We do agree that, it can be read a few different ways. But we did correctly reference the state law within our management procedures, proposed amendments here. And we think that the best way to handle this is to work with our legal counsel, put together a memo of how we're going to interpret these changes before and after they become effective in March of next year. And based on that, there were no logical changes that we felt needed to be made to the rulemaking. And we recommend that the council adopt the amendments as presented. And if so, staff will initiate final rulemaking filing with OMB and SOS.
Thank you. Any questions of Bruce?
Bruce, the rule that you have here basically tracks the language in the statute. And where does the ambiguity come up?
Well, I think in the comments, Save the Bay and Backcountry Hunters and Anglers were. There was an ambiguity in the language and the proposed rule that we have. I think they were just looking for a little bit more explanation within the rule on how this is actually going with the quorum before and after there are new appointments. So I think they might have wanted a little more explanation within the rule, but we directly quoted the state law. I mean, and this is only a short period of time until March anyways.
Yeah, I don't see any.
I think Director Willis wants to add
Mr.
something.
Izzy, if I can, the comments were basically on when the governor creates a new council in accordance with the legislation that was passed. So it's basically at a certain point in time the new quorum will kick in.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, which we have no control over.
Any questions of Bruce from the council on this particular rule? If not, I entertain a motion to approve it.
Make a motion to adopt the proposed rulemaking as presented.
A motion's been made by Mr. Russolino. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Izzy. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll poll the council. Mr. Flynn. Mr. Izzy.
Aye.
Mr. Russolino.
Aye.
Dr. Reuter.
Aye.
Mr. Gagnon.
Aye.
Ms. Reynolds.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Coy, vote aye. Next is the Management Procedures Program 650-RICR-1000-1.46A 22 CAD cell disposal fee. Bruce, you have this one as well?
I do. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is the second section of the management procedures we are proposing to amend. And again, this followed the same timeline as the last section. And this was in response to the governor's approved budget in 2026, where the CAD cell fees were increased, with the minimum fee being $35 per cubic yard. So what CRMC staff did is we did kind of a regional analysis on how much other states and other ports are charging for CAD cell disposal fees. And we based our structure on that and increase them with the three-tiered structure that we had already. And I would just add that these fees have been in place for over 20 years. We haven't raised them in 20 years. And, you know, they are going up, but it's in line with regional other cities. Again, I would just ask, we didn't receive any comments on this portion of the management procedure update, so staff's recommendation is to adopt it as presented tonight.
Thank you. Any questions of Bruce from the council? If none, I'd entertain a motion to adopt it. Is there a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move to adopt the rule on the table.
A motion's been made by Mr. Izzy. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Gagnon. Any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Flynn.
Aye.
Mr. Izzy.
Aye.
Mr. Russolino.
Aye.
Dr. Reuter.
Aye.
Mr. Gagnon.
Aye.
Ms. Reynolds.
Aye.
I too, Raymond Coy, vote aye. That rule change has been adopted as well. Anything else to come before the
No,
council?
no, Mr. Chair, that is it.
All right, thank you everyone for adjusting your schedule so we can meet tonight.
Yes.
To do the business that came before us. And with that, a motion has been made to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.